Hey guys, just gonna do a quick video. Yesterday my brother was hauling scrap. Went to a guy's place, said he wanted a bunch of vehicles taken out of there, a bunch of 90s, 80s stuff, nothing really super special. So he gave me a call. He said, hey, there's this old convertible sitting back in the bush. The guy wants it sent for scrap. I said, what is it? He said, a convertible, looks like maybe a Fairlane or something. So I told him, pick it up. No sense scrapping it. It'll be good for parts. He said it was in fairly good shape. So we yesterday, I'll put some pictures up on the screen there now. So we winched it up on the trailer, got it out of the bush. It looks fairly solid. I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm not building this car. The Fairlanes are cool, but just not something I've ever been super interested in. It's yeah, so let's just turn you guys around. You guys can take a look. Let me know if any of you guys are interested in buying the whole car or some parts off the car. The body's relatively straight. It's got a motor in it. So let's take a look. So this is the car. I believe he said a 64-ish Fairlane. I have not done any research on this car whatsoever, so I could be wrong. We're gonna kind of take a actual good look at it. Yesterday we kind of just rushed. We had a bunch of other stuff going on, but anyways, the bumper's a little tore up, a little bent. A lot of these parts are just going to be good for just a driver car. The rad doesn't look in too bad a shape. It's not doesn't have any holes in it. The fins are in relatively good shape. I imagine it would need a clean out. This motor, this car had been sitting in the bush with the hood off it. We never got a hood with the car. A lot of the wiring and just bits and pieces are all there. Windshield wiper, all the little stuff, the hard to find stuff. The motor's there. I believe it is a 302. My brother's looking at it there the other day. 302 cubic inch. Yeah, so this thing's gonna be locked up. The carb's locked up. It's probably junk. I mean, I bet you probably could rebuild it, but everything has been sitting up here in northern Ontario for a winter. I tried to spin it over. The belt will just end up slipping, I'm pretty sure. So it's probably locked up. Everything else on the motor is there though. We got spark plugs, manifolds, the whole deal. Like I said, the fenders aren't in half bad shape. A little bit of mud here and there. The story on this car was the guy was in the process of restoring it. Just finally lost motivation or whatever. Didn't want to do anything with it anymore. And just kind of parked it. It sat outside for the last couple of years, and finally he's had enough of it. He just said bring it for scrap. So one of the big things that I noticed on this car was the dash, glove box, steering column, all that stuff is in really good shape. All the gauges, they're all in really good shape. This dash pad would definitely clean up. Really good driver's dash pad. It's got pretty much all the switches, I believe, except the one over there. Ashtray, glove box. He said it's got new floors in it. I haven't really dug into it that much. There is a grill down there. Back seat, trunk that looks in half decent shape. The latch is pretty tore up right here, but definitely workable. All the inner structure's in good shape, and it looks like they just kind of put it in primer. Looks like there's a rear bumper. The other half of the back seat there. Drop it down in the comments, guys. I'm not familiar with these convertible tops and stuff. Is this a rare option, more common thing? Are these parts hard to get? I don't know. I'm just not as familiar with these cars as I am the Chevys and the Dodges. Quarter panel, a little bit of mud. I think that's going to be the theme around the car. There's a little bit of mud for sure in a lot of different areas. The thing I was surprised is the rockers are in fairly good shape. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if they've actually been replaced or not. It almost looks like it there, but that could have been a trim screw. Inner wheelhouses, get the camera to focus. Inner wheelhouses are actually in fairly good shape. Like I said, this car has been sitting outside that I know of for sure for the last 2 years. Obviously, it's been out there for a lot longer than that. Rear valance for the frame rail meets, that's seen better days. Tail lights and stuff seems fairly solid. All that can be straightened back out. We do have, and I'm going to get this cleaned out and bring you guys back in here for another look, but looks like our shackle has pushed through the frame rail right at the back here, so this car will need rear frame rails for sure. You might be able to splice in. I'm not sure exactly how those are mounted though. I don't think it's supposed to be like that, but I could be wrong. So we'll take a look at that. Gas tank looks to be in half decent shape, might be usable. We'll have to get the cap open. It's kind of seized, so see if we can get that open. Same thing on the other side. This car's got a bunch of random parts. Breather that's probably seen a couple winters by the look of it. That's gonna be all junk. Looks like original maybe jack or spare tire mount here. Once again, same thing on this side. Frame rail's pretty toast. So it does have some structural stuff. Nothing crazy, I don't believe. Same thing in this quarter. A lot of these body panels are in pretty good shape. Fairly straight, scratches here and there. If you're looking to build like a ratty driver or something of that nature, this might be a quick sheet metal work. Do some frame rails, slap them up in there, get everything dialed back in, throw a half-ass interior in it, and call it good. So this, let's get this stuff out of here and we'll go from there. So we got a lot of this cleaned out. We're just currently draining the lake that is in the trunk pan. So we got a hole drilled through there. A lot of stuff in this car. We found a couple sets of gonna be marker lights. I'm sure you can bring those back around. Like I said, this car would make a half decent ratty driver if someone wanted to. Set of tail lights that we found in the body there. These look to be in really good shape. The taillight, I'm going to call these taillight lenses, quarter extensions. Not sure exactly what you want to call them. I guess this would be the passenger side of the car. This one's going to be the driver's side. So on there like that. So I see the studs on there. Maybe what we should do is see if we can't mock up these taillights real quick, see what it looks like. We also got the trunk on, hopefully to prevent some water from coming back here. Another thing I noticed while working on this thing is the strainer valves in the floor there go down to some air shocks, so that's pretty neat. Old style stuff. I'm not sure if that's actually factory or not, but let's get these taillights on these quarter extensions and see what it looks like. So we've been making good progress on the Fairlane. Obviously it's starting to rain here now, so I'm going to let some of this stuff sit out. Got a gauge cluster found inside. We're going to throw that in so it doesn't get too wet. We've got the interior cleaned out. The doors actually work. We've got a lot of miscellaneous parts and whatnot, but these floors actually didn't come out terrible. There's a spot over by the broom that I'll show you when I get over there. It's a little ripe. There's a little spot right there. So a couple patches in this floor will be solid. We got a little ripe into here. But our seat frames are all good. Tunnel looks to be in fairly good shape. I'm sure there's some pinhole rust in there. You can kind of go through and patch up. Found some marker lights, an antenna, whatnot. There's a bunch of parts with this car. We're gonna let majority of it sit out in the rain and wash off a little bit. There's what's left of a glove box. Keep some of this stuff out of the rain, but anyways, the door's shut good. One thing I didn't mention, all the glass is in the car. All the crank handles are on there, so we could even put the glass up to keep it from getting too much weather in there. But we did find some door panels there, super wet and super in rough shape from sitting in the bottom of the car. So those are pretty much toast. We might be able to dry those out. And I'll let this water from the rain hit them, and I'll probably bring them inside the garage and maybe just give them a wipe down, see if they'll clean up, and then they're probably going to take a couple weeks to dry. We got a back window out of the soft top. These look like the rear armrest. Looks like they have the armrest built right into kind of the door card almost. So the two of those, this one's in better shape. That one's pretty rough. Like you guys seen before, we got the seats. We're gonna let those sit out in the rain and clean up. Coming around to the back, got those taillights in. Trunk's kind of just loosely mounted on there. It's bolted on, but we got the lake out of the back there and got this cleaned up a little bit. So that actually works. So we can actually start jamming tools in the back here, which I'm probably going to do, all the stuff we don't want to get wet. Ton of stuff up on the roof as well. This was all inside the car. Headlights, locks, different things, weather stripping, windshield wipers and whatnot. This door we got opened up. Door glass in there, looks like it'll clean up fairly good. Like I was saying, we have a hole, pretty good sized hole right there. It's pretty ripe, so you have to take a look at that. Other than that, yeah, the car cleanup not too bad, guys. We're going to toss a bunch of parts in here, get out of the rain. Hopefully it'll let up a little bit, and maybe we can start working on maybe kind of mocking up the grill. Same with the taillights and the trunk. It's just for mock-up to make it look a little bit better, look a little bit more complete. And yeah, we'll see maybe what we can do. I got to measure this bolt pattern, see what these bolt patterns are on these cars. I'm not entirely sure. I don't really know off the top of my head. Front windshield looks in good shape. Needs some trim and some gaskets, but another thing we found were the armrests for the front, and it looks like some upper door panels or something right there. Looks like the original jack maybe out of this car. Some more stainless trim. And we also got a pile of trim down there. Looks like maybe some front upper door pads or something there as well. And yeah, just miscellaneous parts and pieces. So we're gonna get all this. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We got the headlight bezels sitting there too. So maybe we'll get some of this stuff cleaned up, and we'll come back to it in a little bit. Well, that's going to wrap this one up, guys. That was the look at the 1966, I believe. I haven't run the VIN yet, but I think it's a 66 Ford Fairlane 500. It's raining pretty bad. I just threw everything back in the car. Got the windows rolled up, got it covered up the best I can. I'm going to run out there and give you guys a quick peek of what we did. We do have both front driver and passenger door cards. They're super soaked, so we're maybe going to put a piece of plywood on top of those, let those put some weight on, let those dry up over the next couple weeks. They might be savable. I don't think so, but hey, it's better than buying new ones. You can throw it on if you're just building a ratty driver. So let's get back out here and I'll show you where it's at. So I just threw the grill up there with the headlight buckets. I need to find some hardware for that to get that actual grill mounted. Looks like a rear lower valance piece we found. Didn't really do anything with the motor or the rims or tires. We just haven't had time today. We rigged up door latch with a piece of wire. We've got most of all the parts just thrown in here for now. Keep them out of the weather. The top isn't in too bad a shape directly on top of the car. There's a couple holes here and there, but it'll keep most of the weather out for now. This is how this car should have been stored when it was drug out into the field, but it wasn't. So we got the windows to come up. We put the rear piece of the top just covering the back trunk just to minimize the amount of water that actually makes it in. I forgot the screwdriver, but this trunk works. We loaded that all up full of parts. We didn't manage to get a look in the gas tank or anything. It looks to be fairly new. It's one of the ones that's kind of molded and part of the trunk. So we got our taillights put in, rear bumper mocked up. Everything's just for mock up, guys. It's just a bolt or two, just holding stuff together. But yeah, it's looking a lot better. It looks more like a car. We just kind of run out of time today to mess with the headlight buckets and put the headlights and grill back in, but we're going to end it off there. So thanks for watching, guys. This is going to end it off for us. If you're interested in this car, shoot me a message on Instagram or on YouTube. This car is for sale. I have no plans with it. The only reason I even picked this car up was it was going to get crushed. So I'd rather see it saved or even chop it up and use it for another car. I'm going to do a little bit more research on what pricing on these cars go for, especially in this condition. Motor and trans and everything looks complete. Rear end's all there. It is a complete car. It's good for parts. The car's located in Northern Ontario, just outside of Sault Ste Marie. So if you're interested, let me know. The only issue with this car as well is there's no paperwork for it. So the guy that was scrapping it said that the old man that's the car's current owner on paper with the Ministry of Transportation has since passed away. So no ownership of the car. there is a process to go ahead and get paperwork for cars in Ontario. It's pretty extensive. So if that's something you're interested in, or you just want it as a parts car, make sure you give me a heads up on that, and I can kind of direct you in the right route to take if you are looking for ownership and you do plan on restoring this car. So hit me up. It's going to kind of be best offer. I've got nothing into the car other than some time and just what I've spent picking it up and hauling it home. So I'd like to see this car get restored, or at least used to restore another car. So shoot me a message on Instagram or YouTube if you're interested. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of stuff. If you guys want me to do more revivals, I've got a lot of cars on deck. We got the 70 Barracuda build. We still got to go pick it up. I plan to do a full build series on that car eventually. And yeah, so lots of stuff in the works. I've got a lot of stuff that I've been doing at work, so I've been pretty busy with that. So I'm going to try and get you guys videos out when I can. And yeah, still the same old stuff in the general. You guys will be getting more content of that car very soon. This car is officially and legally on the road. We picked up the plates yesterday. So yeah, so this car is on the road. We've been driving it, getting the sniper tuned in. Haven't really filmed lots of it just because of the fact that there's still lots of stuff to do, lots of problems to work out. It's running a lot better. We've sealed up our intake leak. So yeah, we're just going to continue to put kilometers on this car and start working out all the kinks, and hopefully we'll send you guys some more content to that soon. Thanks again. See you guys later.